Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to replace your tempo shock core for Big Agnes Fly Creek UL2. And let's get started. Over the years of using this Big Agnes Fly Creek UL2 tent, you will realize that the shock core worn out or the tension is no longer elastic. This is the perfect time for you to replace a new shock core because you do not want it stuck during your backpacking trip where the tent is not set up properly. The first thing you need to do is you need to gather all your materials and tools. So over here I have all the tools I'm going to go over with these tools. And you need a pair of scissors and a shock cord. A shock cord has to be about 3/32 of an inch, and that is actually recommended by the Big Agnes customer service support. And you want to get at least about 18 feet. Anything between 18 to 25 feet is actually enough for replacing the Big Agnes Fly Creek UL2. You need a Sharpie, a masking tape, or any low-tech tapes, a rubber band, and a wire or something to help you thread the shock cord. The next thing you need to do is you need to inspect your tempos. You wanted to inspect if there is any worn out tempos or broken tempo segments. Also, you need to check out how the shock cord was installed previously. So personally, I like to set up the Fly Creek tent and to see how it works. So as you can see that it was designed as a three-way leg poles, and they all share the same three-way connector adapter. So when you actually look at carefully at the three-way connector circular tent pole, you will notice that two of the legs will be strung to the shock cord continuously in one string. So it will be from one end to the other end. Then the last or the third leg. Then the third leg will be strung to the shock cord by itself to the three-way connector adapters. If you have a broken tempo segment, now is the opportunity to find a tempo replacement. You can do it by calling the Big Agnes customer service support and letting them know which model of the tent and what section of the tempo you need to replace. After gathering all the tools and the pole replacements, you will need to start with a Sharpie to make sure that you make a sequential mark on each pole. What I'm going to do is to start writing a number so I know which one I start first, and each pole after will have its own number to make sure that I'm doing in the correct order from one end to the other end. Once I finish making the sequential mark with a Sharpie, I'm going to start removing the old shock cord. Simply untie the knot at the one of the end and pull the cord out of the pole sections. Be sure to keep the pole section in the correct order and the right position so that you can easily reassemble them later. Next, cut the length of the new shock cord to match the length of the old shock cord when you assemble it. Make sure to leave a little extra length since the new cord will be shorter when it's under tension. first, at one end of the shock cord, you want to tie into a slipped overhand knot, and then you hook the screw lock pull tip onto the loop. Next, I started by threading one end of the cord through the wire or string or any threading tools. Then I insert the tool into the first post section and push it all the way through the other end. Grab the end of the cord and pull all the way through until it's even with the end of the post section. Then you repeat the similar procedure for the other leg of the tempo. With this one, it's a little bit more tricky on the edge of the 3-way connector, which is where I think I might start first. But looking at it, I think that I'm going to start at the bottom. I think that there is no right or wrong way of doing it, as long as you know where to start and where to end, and you get the 10 string correctly. That's all that matters. Finally, you just have to replace your new shock cord for your Big Agnes Fly Creek UL2. It took me about 20 to 30 minutes or so because I had to make some adjustments to it. Did you know that you could also send your tempo to Big Agnes and have them replace the new shock cord for you? But the downside is that it takes up to 8 weeks for them to repair because they're in backlog on repairing a lot of different products. So there are 2 tips I would like to share with you while I was replacing this new shock cord. Tip number 1 is that after you thread your shock cord from end to end and tighten up, I highly recommend that you open up the tent poles in the tent setup position, and then make adjustment after that, because I noticed that I could still pour more tensions while I'm making adjustment, and it's actually much better. Tip number 2, be aware of this plastic connector. I have to say that make sure you make a mark and identify the position and the direction as you insert in the new shock core afterwards. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button and make sure to subscribe for more content. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Until next time, happy adventuring!